Welcome back to Yeti Kitchen. Today we're making an easy and simple Japanese-inspired lamb curry. Let's just jump into it. Let's start with our veg. Today we're only using carrot and potato. You want bigger chunks so you can simmer the curry without overcooking the vegetables. So don't be afraid to get a little messy with the chopping or a little creative. This is kind of what you're looking for. Boom bam, bibbidi bop. This is about the amount you're looking for. And next up, we have a generous helping of ginger, some garlic, and a scotch bonnet pepper. There's a lot of heat in here, so this ingredient is really optional. As I always do, if you've seen previous episodes, I like to add a pinch of salt before I start crushing my ginger and garlic. It releases some of the moisture and it helps break down the ingredients a little bit more. This delicious aromatic slurry is what you're looking for. And now for the lamb. Thankfully, there is minimal prep involved because of the cuts I purchased. And this will be what you're left with. As you can see, we don't need perfect or thick cuts of lamb for this dish. The lamb is already very tender, so there's no need to braise it down or break it down more. And next, of course, is our onion, at light speed no less. We're going to be adding tomatoes for moisture and flavor. As you can see, these tomatoes are needing to be used. And thankfully, this type of dish is great for using your not-so-fresh produce. We will be using a Japanese curry roux block for this dish. They're quite common in grocery stores now. In a future episode, we'll learn how to make and store our own. But for now, let's use the grocery store brand. Let's heat up a pan with butter and olive oil and add our onions. And of course, season with a bit of salt. Cook it down till you get about this caramelized, or until they're translucent. Once that's done and you've set it to the side, let's fry up our meat. Ideally, you want to get a good sear on it while you're browning it. Season it generously with salt and pepper, and then once it's done browning, we'll set it to the side as well. And once that's set to the side, bring the pot back, and let's start frying up our ginger, garlic, and chili mix. This smells absolutely phenomenal. Cook till aromatic, and then we'll add our tomatoes. And cook those down until there's a nice, deep fond at the bottom of the pan. This is about what you're looking for. You can see that rich, dark fond on the bottom that we're going to deglaze for some amazing flavor. And now let's add all of the other ingredients along with any juices and give it a good jostle. The juices and the moisture from those ingredients will start to slowly lift up that deglazing goodness that we just created. And now for the magic. Add some of that red wine and get a complete deglaze off the bottom. And as always, it smells so good. And now for our veggies. Cook down and season with a bit more salt and pepper. And at this point, we'll add our stock. I'm using chicken, but if you have beef, I would recommend that. Or if you have access to lamb stock, even better. And of course, you want your ingredients to be covered, so don't be afraid to add more water if it's needed. Now let's bring this to a boil. Once that's done, we'll put it on a low, put a cover on, and let it simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes, or until the veggies are tender. This is the kind of tenderness I prefer in my curries. Add our sweetener. I'm using monk fruit sugar, but honey and just regular sugar work great too. Add some instant coffee and 2 pieces of dark chocolate, 70% preferably. I would also suggest adding some fruit for some added sweetness, like apples or pears. This is just a simple, low ingredient count recipe, so I decided not to add any fruit. But also, this is the step where subtle flavors can be added, so just go ham. And now for our roux block. You can do this in any method you find easy, but I recommend using a ladle with a fork or chopsticks to mix it up. It takes a bit to soften and break up. I like this method because you don't have to go hunting for any clumps that you might have missed. Once you have finished with the blocks, use a spatula to wipe out the bottom of the ladle. Let the spices cook out in the sauce for about 8 to 10 minutes on simmer. And then, there you have it. I'm serving it with jasmine rice, my guilty pleasure. Oh man, I am excited to dig in. Smells phenomenal. I had a friend suggest to me that I should eat my recipes on camera more often. So, here I'm gonna do it and give a little bit of live commentary.
Smells great. That coffee and that chocolate really come through. I've never tried it with lamb. This is a new experience for me. That sweetness and that coffee just adds so much to it. Oh, it's hot.
Thanks again for joining me for another episode of Yeti Kitchen. I hope you're all doing great out there, and I hope you're staying safe. I know my province is having quite an issue with wildfires right now, so wherever you are, just make sure you're safe and you keep an eye on the alerts and notifications. I appreciate all of your support and your viewership. And as always, you can always catch me on my Twitch, where I cook, play games, have watch parties, and just kind of hang out. If you have any suggestions for any other recipes you'd like to see, please just leave it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, just give me a like and subscribe. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll catch you next time on Yeti Kitchen.